Okay, hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to hook up this switch. I don't know, it's kind of like a lower voltage switch, so I'm going to use lower voltages, but considering that you can't hook that up to 120 volts, you need something called a relay. This is a relay, pretty standard relay. It's 40 amps, and the input is 12 volts, but considering that I also don't like 12 volts as a power, I am going to trigger it with this thing right here. It's called an adapter. It's going to be 6.5 volts. So it still triggers with 6.5 volts, and I don't know, 6.5 volts probably won't shock you that bad. It is direct current, I believe. Let me just check here. Yes, it is direct current. Might even be 5.5, I don't know, I can't read it. But today I'm going to be powering this thing. This is a 12 volt solenoid, but you can control basically anything off this switch. So if you have like a fog machine that you want to press with this press button, you can also do that. Another thing you can use is like just an ordinary like wall outlet plug, because you can just flick the switch and then all you need to do is hook it up. So first of all, we are going to start with these two pins here. You'll see this pin, and this pin on the way up. These two pins are what you want to look for. These two pins are the power in, so this will trigger the switch. A relay is just basically a smart word for powered switch. So what we're going to start with is these two pins, not the ones that you'll see in a straight line. This one's pointing down. We want these two. So I'm going to connect this thing, which I just spliced from anything. Like you get them as like, I don't even have anything to show you. Maybe I do here. You get them as like these kind of things with the ends. Yeah. And you just cut off the ends like that. So what I'm going to do is I am going to hook this up, and then I'll show you in a sec. Okay, now I have this part hooked up to these two pins. And you'll see that's a one long line right there. Yep. That's hooked up to there. Now we're going to take our trusty scissors. Yes, we're going to take our trusty scissors because I couldn't find wire cutters. And we are going to snip this wire right here. Just one of them. We're going to cut. Okay, so as you may or may not have picked up on, so far we have these two wires which I cut and snipped, and then these wires which are hooked up into these ones right here. It's backwards, but you get the picture. And then from there, that fell out, but I will tape it later. From there, you'll get a switch from Fright Props, or you can get a receptacle switch. I can show you how to hook that one up too if you want me to post a video of that. In this one I will not be. You see these other two wires down here. You can't see that because it's so blurry because my phone sucks. But back here you see two other things. This is your ground and this is your black. These two will hook up to these power ones right here. And then from there, the relay. So this just acts like a switch, but it's powered. So it's like they're used mainly for like car audio when you don't want your one circuit running off another. You split it with these kind of things. Or if you play Minecraft, yes. Okay, if you play Minecraft, you'll see those redstone repeaters or whatever. I don't play Minecraft really anymore, but redstone repeaters do the exact same thing. They just split the circuit. That's off topic, but I will hook these up, and I am going to use these, I don't know what to call them. If you have an actual name for these, they're called like, I don't know. I don't even know what they're called. But I'm going to put these on top of here so it covers it up, and I'm also going to tape those two parts on there so they stop falling off. Okay, so what I've done is I've just screwed the idea about putting these on here because these are actually pretty big. You probably can't tell. But I just taped those two there. It's like green to black, and it's just really awkward in there. These two are still on those probes, but they're taped over. I don't have a soldering gun right now. My friend has one, so I'm just going to borrow that if I need to solder it. But it should be okay for the meantime. I am going to grab an outlet. Okay, I've just grabbed an outlet. This is plugged into the wall over there by a black line over there. Anyway, this is 6.5. This is 120 volts in, and it converts it to 6 volts. Now, this is just a momentary push button switch, but now whenever I hit the thing, you won't be able to see anything. but whenever I hit this, you can hear it click. It actually moves a little bit too, but that's triggering the power right now. And I will unhook this and hook it up to something interesting so you can see what I mean. Okay, this might be a helpful tip to you guys too. Right now I have a flashlight, or I don't know what to call it. It's like a lamp socket. This is also the one I was talking about in another vlog that hit the tarp and it burned, and maybe I put that in there, I forget. Anyway, it's just a $5 piece from Home Depot. Light was 10 bucks. Then there's this stripped extension cord. Same thing as before, it's just stripped, like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's the same thing as that, where you just strip the thing and then it just does this thing. But I will show you once I get this wired up. You basically hook white up to white and black up to black. That's pretty self-explanatory. So basically what I've done is I've connected white to white, black to black, and you get the point. You plug it in and the light turns on. So now I'm going to show you how to connect the relay to it, because you can't really connect this push button to 120 volts because you're going to end up getting shocked, and this is low voltage wire and it's just a pain. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the black wires, because this is your hot wire, I believe. Yes, that's hot. So your hot wire, which is black, you're going to take those and you're going to take off this cap and expose them to the two. Make sure it's unplugged. This is unplugged right now. What you're going to do is you're going to take your relay, and if you see on here, you'll see this bottom part right there. That bottom pin is like your neutral ground wire, whatever you want to call it. Connect one of your wires always to that one. If you don't, something's going to explode. That one is turned for a reason. You just always connect one to there. Now if you want your power on all the time, and when you press the button it turns off, you connect it to the middle one. Now if you want your power to be off all the time, and when you press your button the light turns on, you connect it to this one. You might have seen this in Picoboos because this is what they use. They just use very small ones, but I like this one just because it's bigger and it's easier to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up this wire to this, or these two wires, and I will give you an idea of what happens. Right here, I am going to plug it in now. You want to make sure that none of these things are touching. This is really sketchily wired, but you're going to plug it in. It should be safe to plug in. Don't touch these two poles with your hands. You'll get shocked. You're going to cover those up with tape or solder, either way. Cover them up with something because you don't want these things touching. I hate how they're so close together. Now what you're going to do is you're going to plug in your relay circuit. Your relay circuit's only 6 volts. So when you plug in your relay circuit, I'll show it here. This is hard to do. Oh god, you two people, you're so good at this kind of stuff. I'm not. I'm learning. Oh well. Alright. So now when I hit the button, it activates this relay and therefore turns on the light. Now this is 100% safe because it's just connecting the relay. It's probably a little bit slow. It has a little bit of delay, probably because it's underpowered. I don't know. But you're going to need to plug in both circuits, and then it converts the circuit. So this can take 40 amps. Most Picoboos can take 10 amps. Some practical uses of this would be like if you're using a fog machine. I'm just going to unplug this. Sorry. If you're using a fog machine, you can connect these. What you're going to do is you're going to open up the back, and you're going to find a circuit to a light, and then you're also going to find a circuit to the switch. You know the switch, the little switch, yeah. You disconnect the switch and put this in place. When you put this in place, you can control your fog machine. You might want to keep the light intact. I don't know how they really work. I haven't opened one up in a while, but generally you open up your switch, or you open it up, and you'll find 2 leads to a switch. You desolder them, and then you connect these 2 poles to the switch, and then you can control your fog machine from far distances, because this is quite a far way away. Another practical use is if you're using a Picoboo. I don't know how many amps this light is. It's probably not more than 10, but if you're using anything over 10 amps, you can blow the relays on that. This is a 40 amp relay, so this is a bit higher. I believe you can get 70 amp relays, and if you go really industrial, you can get like 150 amp relays or something. Lots of amps, so if you're going over 10 amps and you know it is a piece over 10 amps, don't use it on a Picoboo, because you will probably blow it up. And yeah, they use these in the F-105s too, because like the ACs where you have to plug them in and stuff, it works really well. And that's also the same thing, like, you know how you have to like splice the wires. I'm probably talking a lot of weird stuff to people. Look up Picoboos. They're the coolest things. I have 2 of them. But that is basically how to hook up a relay. And yeah, thanks for watching. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.